Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. For today's box opening, we've got ourselves a Phyrexia All-Be-One Draft Booster Box. Have you gotten your hands on one yet? It is release day, so we should be able to really get inside this box and look at some meaningful prices. Definitely going to still be using pre-release prices for the video overlays and for the analysis, but starting next week, all those prices will be real. Everyone will have an opportunity to have had the opportunity to go out and buy some of this and actually get it in their hands. So market prices should start to materialize for everything out there. So I'm really excited about that. I've got lots of product on the way. Can't wait to crack this set open. I've opened a set, a collector, and this will be in a few bundles, and this is going to be my first experience opening an entire draft box. So I'm really looking forward to what we're going to see in here and what we're going to get. We'll just slide these over here, and let's start off with pack number one. And okay, so these are going to be the Japanese printed with the pull tab. This is going to be slightly different than the pre-release kits that I've opened up. So we should see, yeah, our token's going to be on top, and then I think our rare is immediately following that. So we got ourselves a Phyrexian Golem with a land. And yes, our rare is going to be on top. So we're going to have a Mercurial Spell Dancer coming in. A little bit of value there. Then we're going to see a Drown in Ichor, Against All Odds, a Tamiyo's Immobilizer. Now, currently there are no commons valued over $1, but I am going to go through them anyway, just for the sake of enjoying the set. So we got a Surgical Bay, Malakator's Watcher, Meldweb Strider, Indoctrination Attendant, Fleshless Gladiator, Testament Bearer, Incisor Glider, Anoint with Affliction, Copper Longlegs, and then we're going to see a Sawblade Scamp. So there are currently 3 uncommons, again using pre-release prices, that are valued over $1. So we've got the Minor Misstep, She-Oldred's Edict, and Tyvar's Stand, all currently valued over $1, with Minor Misstep valued over $2. So we've got ourselves a Rebel here, and we're going to see our first Phyrexian island here. Very cool. And we're going to see Urabrask's Forge coming in as our rare, with a Slaughter Singer, Nimrazor Paladin, a Ravenous Necrotian, an Escaped Experiment, Prophetic Prism, Ichor Synthesizer, an Orthodoxy Enforcer, followed by a Duress, with a Vanish into Eternity, Charge of the Mites, Tyrannax Atrocity, Anoint with Affliction, and a Forge Hammer Centurion. So have you all gotten your hands on this? Are you waiting for today to go out and purchase? Are you getting set, collector, draft? Are you waiting for that complete bundle, which doesn't come out until March 3rd? I've got a few of those on order. So we got a Rebel here, got a Swamp, and we are going to see an Okiva Enigma Goliath coming in from Showcase in foil. Very nice to see that. It's not a high value rare as far as I can tell, but very cool to see a foil Showcase card in a draft box. And then we got a Mind Splice Apparatus coming in with a Noxious Assault, followed by a Serum Core Chimera, a Paladin of Prediction, Surgical Skull Bomb, Meldweb Curator, Vraska's Fall, Terramorphic Expanse, Incisor Glider, the Ichor Spit, Basilisk, a Barbed Batterfist, a Maze's Mantle, and an Annihilating Glare. Sometimes I think they just make the card names a little tongue twistery for those of us who actually open these on YouTube. All right, we got ourselves a Poison Counter, followed by a Mountain, and we're going to see a foil Indoctrination Attendant, just a common here, followed by a Norn's Wellspring coming in at a white, with an Atraxa Skitterfang, Exuberant Fuseling, a Vat Emergence, Prophetic Prism, Prologue to Pyresis, Complete Devotion, Infectious Inquiry, a Flensing Raptor, Tyrannax Atrocity, the Sinew Dancer in Showcase. There are 6 common Showcase and 7 uncommon Showcase, so you are going to see a lot of duplication in Showcase for common uncommon. And then we have a Chimney Rabble with a Carnivorous Canopy. If you haven't already watched my breakdown of the set and collector boxes, I encourage you to go back and watch those. Some good information in those box openings, as well as in the analysis at the end. So we got a Rebel. We've got ourselves another island here with a sea chrome coast. Very nice to see that land. Got a Vat of Rebirth, a Charforger, a Thrumming Bird, Titanic Growth, followed by a Glistener Seer, a Gulping Scrap Trap, an Offer Immortality, Leonin Lightbringer, an Axiom Engraver with a Lattice Blade Mantis, a Forge Hammer Centurion, and a Predation Steward. Oh, with a Quicksilver Fisher. Thought we were done with that pack. There was one more in the back. All right, so we got ourselves a Phyrexian Mite here, followed by a Plains. And we're going to see Kemba Ka Enduring coming in from the showcase as a rare. Again, nice to see this. Any showcase rare is cool in my book. I just think they look great. And then we have a Watchful Blister Zoa, an Ambulatory Ephidus, Reject Imperfection, the Hunter Maze, Meld Web Curator, the Fair Basilica, a Stinging Hive Master with a Duelist of Deep Faith, Orthodoxy Enforcer, Bladecraft Aspirant with a Contagious Vorak, an Adaptive Spore Singer, and a Blazing Crescendo. So I don't believe... Now, we haven't seen any Mythics as of yet. Still plenty of time for that. All right, this one kicks off with a Phyrexian Beast token, followed by the Swamp, and an Ichorplate Golem in foil, uncommon, with, there we go, Phyrexian Vindicator coming in. Very nice to see that. This is going to be a pretty decent hit, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, just valued over $12. So fantastic. All right, our first big hit of the box. Then we get a Cephalopod Sentry with a Scheming Aspirant and an Apostle of Invasion. Gitaxin Anatomist, Bring the Ending. Basilica Skull Bomb, Pestilent Siphoner, followed by a Charge of the Mites, Aspirant Ascent, Blanche Bright Stalker with a Blight Belly Rat and a Bullshock Splitter. You know, sometimes the word pops into your head, you immediately start to say it, and then you're like, I'm not quite right. All right, so this one kicks off with a Phyrexian Mite, followed by a Mountain. And behind that, we are going to see Zopentral Hunger Dominus coming in. So our second mythic here, not quite as good as the Phyrexian Vindicator, but valued just over $8. Awesome hit there. Then we get a Viral Spawning, and Awaken the Sleeper, a Venomous Brutalizer with a Mesmerizing Dose, the Dross Pits, Eye of Malacator, Fleshless Gladiator, Basilica Shepherd, the Autonomous Furnace, Whisper of the Dross, Maze's Mantle, Phyrexian Atlas, and then we're going to see a Barbed Batterfist coming in at the end. So far, so good. 2 mythics. We're not even done with stack number 1. We've also got a foil showcase rare and a non-foil showcase rare. So we got another Phyrexian Mite, followed by a Forest. And we're going to see the Hunter Maze coming in as a foil, just a common. But right behind that, we're going to see Monument to Perfection coming in as our rare, with a Plated Onslaught, a Gleeful Demolition, Shieldred's Edict coming in. This is going to be one of the uncommons valued just over $1. Then we got a Koldatha Crackler, an Escaped Experiment, a Mere Kinsmith, Gold Warden's Helm, followed by a Hex Gold Slash, a Cruel Grimnarch, an Ichor Spit Basilisk, Forge Hammer Centurion, and a Tyrannox Atrocity coming in at the end. All right, and I'll just call out now as a reminder, make sure you stay tuned to the end for the MTG box analysis where I'll break down coverage, duplication, we'll go over the current set value, we'll take a look at the value that we saw in this box, and I'll break it all down in a summary. So it's a nice 6 to 8 minute recap of the box. So it's more than just the opening of the cards on the channel. So you get a little more information. So we got the Might again, followed by a Plains with a Phyrexian Arena coming in as our rare. It does hold some value, so we'll take it. Then Tamiyo's Logbook, an Ossification, and we're going to see a Canker Bloom in Showcase with a Vivisurgeon's Insight, a Prophetic Prism, the Zealot's Conviction, draw Skullbomb with a Shieldred's Head Cleaver, Mirren Bardache, a Blazing Crescendo, Thirsting Roots, Bone Picker Scourge, and we're going to see the Bladecraft Aspirant in the back. Oh, I think we got our first non-token token here. We'll just confirm. Yep, nothing on either side. So we got ourselves a Forest here, followed by Tyvar Jubilant Brawler. Very cool to see that. And excuse me, it's Brawler. Currently valued just over $6. So good hit there. Then we get an Evolving Adaptive Against All Odds. Necrogen Rot Priest with a Meldweb Curator. Gitaxian Raptor. The Hunter Maze. Thrill of Possibility. Vraska's Fall. Planner Disruption. Rustvine Cultivator. Plague Nurse. Furnace Strider. And an Adaptive Spore Singer in the back. So I just got off of work and talking on the phone for about 6 or 7 hours to stakeholders and other folks in the business. So just done a ton of talking today. So if I get a little tongue-tied, I apologize. We got ourselves a Rebel here. We got ourselves an Island. And we're going to see Shrevel's Hive coming in. This is going to be a pretty decent hit at a white in non-foil. This is valued just over $5, so we'll take that all day. And right behind it, we are going to see Melina the Living Cure. Not a high-value rare. With a Rebel Salvo, a Ribskiff, a Resistance Reunited, Prologue to Pyresis, Eye of Malakator, Dune Mover, the Duress, Mandible Justicar, Flensing Raptor, Anoint with Affliction, Hazardous Blast, and in the back we're going to see a Predation Steward. All right, so this might actually be part of stack 2. I'm not sure. They're a little non-even, but we're almost at the end of a third of the box, I would say. So this one kicks off with a Poison counter, followed by a Phyrexian Swamp. And we are going to see another Planeswalker here. We got Kato Dancing Shadow coming in. Kato not as valuable as Tyvar. And we get an Annex Sentry, Feed the Infection, Tyvar Stand. This is going to be the other uncommon, or another uncommon, valued over $1, just at $1.03 though. Titanic Growth, Meldweb Strider, a Furnace Skullbomb, an Infectious Inquiry, Crawling Chorus, Leonin Lightbringer, a Testament Bearer, Ruthless Predation, Shrapnel Slinger, and a Quicksilver Fisher in the back. All right, so I'm going to take a quick second, just stack up some of our common uncommons over here, and we'll just keep on going. All right, this one kicks off with a Poison counter. Then we're going to see a Phyrexian Swamp. The Phyrexian Swamp is the only basic land in non-foil currently valued over $1, so that's good. And then we get an Archfiend of the Dross coming in at a black as our rare, with a Jawbone Duelist, an Icroplate Golem, Expand the Sphere, Bring the Ending. Then we're going to see the Hunter Maze, Incisor Glider, Testament Bearer, the Autonomous Furnace again, with a Crawling Chorus, Thirsting Roots, Lattice Blade Mantis, a Shrapnel Slinger, and a Mere Custodian in the back. So I know in these draft boxes it can get a little bit redundant, but it's still nice to be able to kind of see what each pack holds. So I don't like to just flip through them like many other YouTubers. Just want you to kind of enjoy the video and enjoy the ride. All right, so this one kicks off with a Rebel with a Phyrexian Forest. And we're going to see a Bilious Skull Dweller coming in. Uncommon foil. We'll take it. And right behind that, we've got the Mycosynth Gardens. This is going to be, I think, the best land currently in the set, valued at just over $8. Basically, you can become a copy of a target non-token artifact you control with mana of X. So that's it's a pretty cool ability for a land. And then we've got a Tamiyo's Logbook, followed by a Necrosquito, Resistance Skywarden, Vivisurgence Insight, the Basilica Skullbomb, the Experimental Augury, Cutthroat Centurion, a Flensing Raptor, followed by a Draw Skullbomb, Contagious Vorak, a Bladecraft Aspirant, and a Quicksilver Fisher in the Showcase treatment in the back. I'm going to have so many of those Showcase cards when this is all done. All right, we got ourselves a Phyrexian Horror, followed by an Island. And our rare is going to be a Dragon Wing Glider. An Atmosphere Surgeon is next, with a Veil of Assimilation, a Trawler Drake, the Dross Pits, Prologue to Pyresis, Meldweb Strider, Whisper of the Dross, Duelist of Deep Faith, Axiom Engraver, Carnivorous Canopy, with a Hazardous Blast, Bone Picker Scourge, and we're going to see another Adaptive Spore Singer in the back. I think that's the second or third time it's been the last card in the back. So far, only one card valued over $10 in this box. I think we've got about 4 or 5 that are valued just over $5. So maybe this box will heat up. We'll see. We got ourselves a Poison Counter with a Phyrexian Mountain, Bone Picker Scourge in foil, and we're going to see a Venser Corpse Puppet coming in as our rare, not high value, with Void Wing Hybrid, an Oxida Finisher against all odds, a Mirror Kinsmith, Gitaxian Raptor, Infectious Inquiry with a Complete Devotion, a Terramorphic Expanse, a Pestilent Siphoner with a Volshock Splitter, Skyclaith Engulfer, and a Molten Rebuke in the back. All right, next up, Phyrexian Golem with a regular Panorama Mountain. And we're going to see Kethek the Crucible Goliath coming in as our rare with an Ossification, Feed the Infection, Erebrask's Anointer, Titanic Growth, Chrome Prowler, Furnace Skullbomb, Vanish into Eternity with an Aspirant Ascent, a Cruel Grimnarch, Planar Disruption, Oil Gorger Troll, Phyrexian Atlas, and a Furnace Strider. All right, got ourselves the Rebel with Panorama Islands. And we're going to see Vraska Betrayer's Sting coming in. This is going to be a pretty good hit, valued at over $13 for this mythic. Hooray. Now we're up to 2 cards over $10 and our third mythic. And then we have a Swooping Lookout, followed by Silavok Battle Chair. And there's the last uncommon that we haven't seen yet, valued just over $2, the Minor Misstep. Then an Ichor Synthesizer, Gitaxian Anatomist, Leonin Lightbringer with a Duress, Dune Mover, Basilica Shepherd, the Plague Nurse, the Thirsting Roots, the Chimney Rabble, and the Blight Belly Rat. So it's nice that we have seen all 3 of the uncommons that hold value over $1. Now I'd like to see some duplicates of them, if that's possible. I'd also probably like to see 2 to 3 more mythics. I think we all know who we're looking for specifically. If you're not aware, we're looking for Elish Norn, Mother of Machines. We're also looking for Mondrak, Glory Dominus. We're looking for the Ichormoon Gauntlet. Pretty much any of the Dominuses will do. They're all pretty high value. And then Sword of Forge and Frontier would be another great hit to see. So we got a Poison Counter, with beautiful plains and panorama. I really like that. That might be one of my favorite lands in the set. Then we have Tamiyo's Logbook in foil. And we're going to see the Ichor Moon Gauntlet. Very cool. This is currently valued over $22. If you just kind of read through it, right, planeswalkers you have basically get 0 to proliferate. So if you're thinking about oil counters, poison, right, all of that. And then for take 12 off of any planeswalker, and you get another turn. So it's kind of like a time walk. It's a little bit hard to do, but very nice to see that. So that'll be our most valuable card so far. And then we got a Serum Core Chimera with a Viral Spawning, an Ambulatory Edifice, the Hunter Maze, the Eye of Malakator, the Gulping Scrap Trap, Thrill of Possibility, Charge of the Mites, Rustvine Cultivator in the Showcase, with a Volt Charge, Ruthless Predation, and a Psychosith Engulfer. It's a 5-cent card. All right, looks like we got our second non-token token here. Yep. All right, but we do get the Phyrexian Plains, followed by a Zenith Chronicler, a Billuous Skull Dweller, Serum Snare, Tyvar Stand. So there we go. Second time around for Tyvar, valued over $1. The Surgical Bay, the Vivisection's Insight, Mere Kinsmith, Cutthroat Centurion, Indoctrination Attendant, followed by Fleshless Gladiator, Free from Flesh, Anoint with Affliction, Copper Longlegs, and a Sawblade Scamp. I'm just going to stack up all the packs. There we go. All right, we got another Phyrexian Mite showing up as our token with an island and a Blade of Shared Souls, not a high value rare. Distorted Curiosity with an Exuberant Fuseling, Vat Emergence, Malakator's Watcher, Prophetic Prism, the Prowler, the Testament Bearer, the Glider, Complete Devotion, Infectious Inquiry, the Atrocity, the Sinew Dancer, and the Chimney Rabble. Maybe I'll just go shorthand on a few of them. I don't want to lose my voice. All right, we got a Phyrexian Beast. Looking pretty beastly there. Oh, all right. We got ourselves a Forest, and we're going to see the Sea Chrome Coast coming in foil. This is going to be a pretty decent hit. The non-foil is valued around $3. And if you've been watching my openings, I just opened up the pre-release version of this card. And right behind that, we get a Bloated Contaminator coming in, also around $3. So very cool pack. Transplant Theorist, Resistance Sky Warden, Font of Progress, Kadatha Crackler, the Experimental Augury, Titanic Growth, the Axiom Engraver, Stinging Hive Master, with a Duelist of Deep Faith, a Quicksilver Fisher, Bladecraft Aspirant, and a Contagious Vorak in the back. Take one more second, stack up a few more commons, uncommons. 4 mythics seems light, so I think we're due for 1 or 2 more. So we get a Phyrexian Mite, followed by a Swamp, and then a Dark Slick Shores coming in as our rare. Pretty decent little land hit there. Then a Tainted Observer, the Cinder Clash Ravager, the Venomous Brutalizer with the Fair Basilica, Prologue to Pyrethus, Flensing Raptor, Gulping Scrap Trap, Offer Immortality, Leonid Lightbringer, Carnivorous Canopy, Lattice Blade Mantis, Forgehammer Centurion, and a Predation Steward in the back. All right, so we're going to see a different token here. So we got Koth, Fire of Resistance coming in. Very nice to see that. A little bit of variety. Don't believe it's double-sided or anything. Nope. All right, we got ourselves a Mountain, followed by a Black Cleave Cliffs. All right, so we're getting all the lands in this box. This value just over $4. with an Infectious Bite, a Furnished Punisher, and a Font of Progress for our uncommons, with the Crackler, the Anatomist, the Head Cleaver, followed by the Mandible Justisar. Then we're going to see the Conviction, the Hive Master, the Crescendo, the Oil Gorger Troll, the Slinger, and the Ruthless Predation in the back. We're down to about 9 packs or so. Still plenty of value that could come out of these packs. All right, Phyrexian Might with a Plains. And then we're going to see a Venerated Rot Priest. This is just going to be a rare, but this is going to be valued at $12 right now. Very cool card there. So we'll put that in the cool card pile. With a Churning Reservoir, an Unctus Retrofitter, the Skitterling, the Surgical Bay, Mesmerizing Dose, the Seer, the Attendant, the Gold Warden's Helm, Offer Immortality again, Sawblade Scamp, Copper Longlegs, Bone Picker Scourge, and a Molten Rebuke. And if you've been watching this long, if you can guess what card probably is going to be repeated the most amount of times in this box, outside of basic lands, so pretty much commons, which one do you think it is? Drop me a line in the comments. I'm curious to see if anybody gets it right. I guarantee there's going to be one card that's 5 or 6 times repeated in this box. So we got ourselves Phyrexian Mountain with a Vindictive Flamestoker coming in as our rare, with a Cinderclash Ravager, an Oxida Finisher, a Porcelain Zealot, an Ichor Synthesizer, the Dross Pits, the Planar Disruption, Vanish into Eternity, Whisper of the Dross, Mandible Justisar, Volshock Splitter, a Mirror Custodian, and a Lattice Blade Mantis, followed by a Molten Rebuke. So you don't necessarily have to guess right now on the common. You can wait until I open all the packs. I don't usually get to duplication until about the 3rd or 4th minute of the MTG box analysis, so I guess you still have time. All right, got the Poison Counter with the Swamp. And we're going to see the Monumental Facade coming in as our rare. Not a high-value rare there. Vivisection Evangelist, another Minor Misstep, so that's now 2 of the 3 uncommons repeated twice, so we'll take that are valued over $1. Urabrask's Anointer, the Raptor, the Maze Skullbomb, Malakator's Watcher, followed by an Axiom Engraver, Vraska's Fall, the Crawling Chorus, the Skyclaith Engulfer, Annihilating Glare, a Sawblade Scamp, and a Maze's Mantle in the back. And if you do like the content, give it a thumbs up and drop me a comment. I respond to almost every single comment that I get, either with a thank you or a thoughtful response, depending upon what you write. We got ourselves a Plains here with a Paladin of Predation coming in as our foil, with Graz, the Unstoppable Juggernaut, coming in, artifact, big old beefy artifact creature, but just not high value. Then we got the Skull Dweller, the Voidwing Hybrid, the Prosthetic Injector, the Fair Basilica, Experimental Augury, Surgical Skull Bomb, the Autonomous Furnace, Pestilent Siphoner, Gold Warden's Helm, Branch Blight Stalker, Free from Flesh, and a Copper Longlegs in the back. All right, this one's got a Golem with a Plains behind it. Yep. And we are going to see a Tablet of Completion coming in as our rare, followed by Silavok Battle Chair, Nahiri's Sacrifice, a Serum Snare, a Chrome Prowler, Basilica Skullbomb, with a Gataxian Anatomist, the Aspirant's Ascent, Stinging Hive Master, Mirren Bardachet, Indoctrination Attendant, Contagious Vorak, Hazardous Blast, and a Sinew Dancer. All right, I think we're down to about 6 packs to go. Keep wanting to flip them over and open them without the pull tab. But I think I'm getting a little bit better at the pull tab. Non-token token. Mountain. With an Unctus Grand Metatech coming in Showcase. Not a high value rare, but that is our 3rd Showcase rare. And then we got a Magmatic Sprinter, Distorted Curiosity, a Mere Convert, a Mere Kinsmith, Glistener Seer, with an Offer Immortality, Draw Skullbomb, Basilica Shepherd, a Cruel Grimnarch, an Oil Gorger Troll, a Volt Charge, Blightbelly Rat, with a Predation Steward. He might be up there for number of repeats. Just feels like I might have seen that 5 times. Not trying to sway anyone's opinion. All right, we got ourselves a Rebel here with a Forest. Then we're going to see a Draw Skullbomb coming in foil. And right behind that is our, it's a Mythic. We are going to see Nissa Ascended Animus coming in as our Mythic hit. Very cool to see this. Not quite $10, but $9.70, so we'll definitely take that. So Planeswalkers abound in this box. So this is pretty fun for a draft booster box. And then we get ourselves a Hex Gold Hoverwings, Bladehold Warwhip, Necrogen Communion, the Crackler, the Mesmerizing Dose, Thrill of Possibility, Duelist of Deep Faith, Shieldred's Headcleaver, and then we're going to see a Dune Mover, a Barbed Batterfist, a Rustvine Cultivator, and an Annihilating Glare. That's a fun name for a card. All right, one more Might with an Island. And we're going to see the Seed Core coming in as our rare with an Incubation Sac, a Hex Gold Halberd, Infested Flesh Cutter, Bring the Ending with the Fair Basilica, Malakator's Watcher, Complete Devotion, Gulping Scrap Trap, Hex Gold Slash, Free from Flesh, Plague Nurse, Mere Custodian, and a Furnace Strider. All right, down to 3 packs. Got the Rebel, followed by a Swamp and a Forest in foil. And we're going to see Thrun, Breaker of Silence, coming in as our rare, with a Tainted Observer, Transplant Theorist, Cacophony Scamp, Escaped Experiment, the Surgical Bay, Terramorphic Expanse, Zealot's Conviction, Cutthroat Centurion, Ichor Spit Basilisk, a Chimney Rabble, a Sinew Dancer, and a Carnivorous Canopy. All right, 2 packs to go. One more Mythic, please. We are currently, I think, at 5. So we got another Phyrexian Might, followed by a Swamp, and a Razor Verge Thicket coming in borderless. Very nice to see that. You don't see too many borderless cards in draft boxes, so we'll take that. Got an Incubation Sac, Drown in Ichor, a Hex Gold Halberd, Meldweb Curator, with a Surgical Skull Bomb, Escaped Experiment, the Orthodoxy Enforcer, the Pestilent Siphoner, Charge of the Mites, Adaptive Spore Singer, a Blazing Crescendo, Blanche Bright Stalker, and a Blightbelly Rat. All right, final pack. Can we get a Mythic? We're going to get a non-token token. Maybe I should do it this way. All right, so we got ourselves a Volt Charge. Why not? A Phyrexian Atlas, Blanche Bright Stalker, followed by an Orthodoxy Enforcer, a Fleshless Gladiator, then a Hex Gold Slash, Mirrodin Bardache, a Furnace Skull Bomb, followed by an Eye of Malakator. Then we're going to see a Maze Skull Bomb, with a Bladed Ambassador as our first uncommon, a Unnatural Restoration as our second uncommon, and then we're going to see an Armored Scrap Gorger as our last uncommon. And then we'll flip it this way. And we're going to see a Forest, and our very last rare and or mythic is, it's a rare. Oh, it's an Azuri Stalker of Spheres coming out of Showcase. A lot of drama for not a high value card, but hopefully you enjoyed that ride. All right, stay tuned. I'll get everything sorted, organized, and be right back with the MTG box analysis. In today's MTG box analysis, we're going to review the cards that we were eligible to pull from a draft booster pack, and we'll compare that to the cards that we saw in this box. Then we'll take a look at the set coverage by rarity, as well as duplication. And from a value perspective, we'll look at the value of the cards that we could have seen in the draft booster box. We'll look at a pre-release price trend for the entire set, and we'll break down the actual value observed in this box. And finally, we'll close it out with a summary. If you want to go deeper into the analysis and see all of the metrics for this box, plus at least 75 others, simply join the channel at the Give Me the Data level. Let's start things off by taking a look at what we were eligible to see in this box and comparing it to what we actually saw. This chart shows the foils that we saw in orange, the non-foils in green, and the cards we were eligible to see in gray. In the non-foil space, we saw a very small variance between the primary colors of Magic, with white having the least at 76 and green having the most at 81. Also in the non-foil space, we saw 11 showcase and 3 borderless. Now, being a draft booster box, the number of foils was expected to be pretty low. However, in this box, we did see 12 foils, which is an average of 1 in every 3 packs. Moving into coverage, in the non-foil space, we saw 233 unique cards out of a possible 343, which means that we saw 68% of the cards we were eligible to pull. Our highest coverage, excluding basic lands, was a tie between blue and green, with each showing us 87% of their cards. We also saw 3 of the 22 borderless, giving us 14% coverage in that category. In the foil space, again, we only saw 12 out of a possible 343 cards, which gave us a 3% coverage rating. This time, our highest coverage was in the non-basic land category, seeing 2 of the 15 possible cards for 13% coverage. Pivoting to coverage by rarity, in the non-foil space, we saw 100% of the commons and 92% of the uncommons. We also saw 31 rares for 35% coverage and 5 mythics for 10% coverage. In the foil space, we saw 4% of the commons, 5% of the uncommons, and 3 rares for 3% coverage. In total, this box contained 34 rares and 5 mythics. From a duplication perspective, none of our foils were repeated. However, 139 of our non-foils were duplicated 295 times for an overall box duplication rate of 55%. All of this duplication led to 42 playsets of common cards in the box. None of the non-lands were repeated more than 4 times in the box. However, 4 of our panorama lands were repeated 5 times in these 36 packs. Before we take a look at the value that we saw in this box, let's baseline with a look at the market value of the cards we were eligible to pull in a draft booster box. Please keep in mind that the prices on your screen are still pre-release prices. Now, this chart shows all 343 cards that you can pull out of a draft booster pack. Currently, this means that you can see 26 cards valued over $10, 24 cards valued between $5 and $10, and 30 cards valued between $1 and $5. The remaining 263 cards are valued less than $1. In this analysis, I also wanted to share the trend of the card prices over the past 5 days for the entire set. This chart shows each category of card and their total value between February 4th and February 8th. The 261 cards from the main set have been doing quite well, seeing an overall increase in value of $25.68 in the last 5 days. The showcase cards have also seen gains of $18.54 in the 39 card category. The 22 borderless cards have dropped about 5% or $9.89 in total value. The 6 Phyrexia text cards are pretty stable, only seeing a 1% drop in this time period. The 5 concept Praetors, of which we have yet to pull one on the channel, have dropped about 8% or $17.16 in value. The largest monetary drop is in the Step and Complete foil space. The cards in this category have dropped from a total value of $1,414 on February 4th to $1,275 on February 8th. This is a drop of about 10%. Now, the 34 rares in the extended art space are starting to see some life with a gain of $16.85. It may not seem like much, but that's an increase of 43% in 5 days. The basic lands and jumpstart cards are doing what you'd expect, virtually nothing. Overall, the 454 cards are performing pretty well during this pre-release window, only losing $106.38 of their value in the last 5 days, which is only about a 4% swing. I'll continue to report on this metric for a few weeks so we can all see how volatile this set has been during the first 3-week period. Now that we have an understanding of the value that we could have seen in this box, as well as the set trend, let's take a look at the actual value that we saw in this draft booster box. We saw 4 of the 26 big hits in the non-foil space, including the Venerated Rot Priest at $12.44. We saw the Phyrexian Vindicator, valued at $12.82, and Vraska Betrayal Sting at $13.44. Our biggest hit was the Iger Gauntlet, valued at $22.90. We also saw 4 cards valued between $5 and $10 in this box, as well as 16 cards valued between $1 and $5. The remaining 504 non-foils that we saw were all valued less than $1. In foil treatment, we didn't see any of the big hits. However, we did see Skrelv's Hive, valued at $5.66, as well as the Sea Chrome Coast, valued at $3.03. The remaining 10 foils in the box were valued under $1. So how did this box perform? Well, I purchased this box from a third-party seller called MTG Biz on Amazon for $114.36. The current market price for these boxes is $110.36. Today's draft booster box contained 36 packs with 15 cards each, allowing us to see 540 cards. Currently, the tokens do not have market prices established, so we'll be skipping them from a value perspective. The 36 non-foil and 1-foil basic lands have a current market value of $20.37. The remaining 11 foils have a combined market value of $12.20. And for the non-foils, we're going to break down the value by rarity. In the common space, we saw 348 cards, and they have a combined value of $67.45. In the uncommon space, we saw 108 cards, total value of $29.03. And in the rares, we saw 31 cards for $58.55 in card value. And in the mythic space, we saw 5 cards, equaling $67.47 in value. Add it all up, and the grand total for this box comes up to be $255.07, again using pre-release prices, which means that for now, this box is a gain of $140.71 and a return of 223%. Now, for those of you interested in cards valued just over $2, the numbers look like this. In total, we saw 19 cards valued over $2 in this box, and they have a current combined value of $130.04, which means that those 19 cards more than paid for the box. It also means that they represent 51% of the current box value. Stay tuned to the channel for more Phyrexia All-Obi-Wan box openings and more MTG box analysis. Until next time, do something amazing.